All right, hi, welcome to freshman orientation. It's a little bit different this year since we have to do this virtually, but I wanted to at least show my face so you get an idea of who I am when you come to the building next week. If you're a student who's chosen to do high school for this first semester remotely, we'll still be connecting when I'm in classrooms talking. You'll still see my presentations and still have access to see me if you'd like. So again, welcome to freshman orientation. My name is Mrs. Abel. I'm the high school counselor. This is one of my favorite times of year. I usually love to see all of you come into the high school. You're all a little unsure, a little nervous, wondering what high school is going to be like. And it's really fun to see how you grow and mature over the next 4 years and what you choose your path to look like once you leave us at high school. So that's kind of my purpose of doing this talk, is to hopefully alleviate some of those fears and answer some of those questions that you might have. This is my 17th year at Pecatonica High School. I really enjoy my job, and a large part of that is because of you guys, the students and the parents. We have really supportive parents here, and we have really great kids. And like I said, it's fun to kind of see where your path leads after 4 years. Normally, I'd then show you my office. When you're here the first day, you'll kind of get a lay of the land a little better, but wherever the vending machines are, I'm right across from the vending machines. There's a bank of like 5 windows, and I'm in that office. You're welcome to come see me at any time. As a high school counselor, I serve 3 main purposes. I'm here for your academic help. So if you're not doing so well in a class, or if you're not sure how to approach a teacher, or just have any questions regarding academics or scheduling, that's why I'm here. College and career, I help students try to figure out what their plan is after high school and help them make those connections so that when they graduate, they have a plan of what they want to do or know how to make a plan. And then thirdly, I'm also the personal social counselor. So if you're having a bad day, not sure what to do, just need someone to talk to, that is also my role. I want to support you in any way I can to make sure that you're successful in high school. When you come into my office, I usually have an open door. You're welcome to come in. If my inner door is closed, that means I'm usually with a student or on a phone call, and I have a clipboard right outside my office, and you can write your name, and I will come find you throughout the day to see what you needed. If you don't write your name, that's fine. You can go to the front office and let them know that you need to see me, or just step back at another time. All right. So we talk a little bit at the beginning about the differences between middle and high school. And what you're going to find at the beginning is that as for the schedule, it's pretty similar to what you're used to. We have 42-minute class periods with a 4-minute passing period. Driver's Ed this year will be a before school activity. More information will be coming out from Mr. France. This Driver Ed for the fall section will not begin until September, so we have some time to get the information out. We're still working with Drive Right to work out the details, but we'll let you know as soon as we do. But then you can see throughout your day, it's going to be pretty similar to the times that you had in middle school. Lunches are a little different in terms of, instead of eating just with 8th grade, you're going to be eating with students 9 through 12, all kinds of different grades with you. With COVID this year, school's going to be a little different. Lunches are going to be a little different. Mr. France will talk about that in his presentation, and we will talk more about that when you get here to school the first day. Another difference between middle and high school are something that's called a semester. So at high school, we don't have quarters. Usually, first quarter at middle school was August to October, and then your grade started over. At high school, you're going to be counting from August when you arrive all the way to December. And your grade is just, so like when you log in and check on School Insight, the grade you see is just kind of a progress report, a snapshot of how you're doing right now towards that final semester grade. We don't mail report cards or progress reports home unless you specifically ask for them, because grades are typically available all the time on School Insight. If we take them down because we have to process grades, we let you know that in advance. So another difference is that we have semester exams here at the high school. So your semester exam is going to be worth 20% of your final grade. So the grade you see in the grade book right before semester exam starts will be worth 80%. And then we use that 20% of the semester exam to come up with your final semester grade, which goes on your transcripts. Every class that you're in here at the high school earns a credit. And unlike middle school, where if you pass everything, especially your core classes, usually if you get to the next year, then you go from seventh grade to eighth grade. In high school, it's all about credits. Did you earn the right number of credits you need to graduate? So every semester class that you're in right now earns a half credit. Every year-long class earns 1 credit. So by taking 8 classes this year, you can earn 8 credits this year. I'd mentioned that your semester grade goes on your transcripts. And a transcript is something that'll start the minute you walk into the high school. It has a record of every class you've taken in high school and the grade you received for that class. In addition, we calculate a GPA based on that grade. So that letter value you get, if you got an A in PE, that's going to be worth 4 points. And we talk about how to calculate that GPA. I will be coming into classrooms, usually in September, to meet with freshmen to talk a little bit more about this so you understand what a GPA is. But it's really important that you start off on the right foot, because every grade that you're earning from now on in a class is going to go towards that final semester grade, which will be reported on that transcript. Grade level changes are different in high school as well. Like I talked about, it's not just because you're a year older, you get to go to the next grade level. It's all about earning the right number of credits. So sophomores have to have 7 credits. If you want to be classified as a junior, you have to have 14. Seniors have to have 20, and then 28 credits are required to graduate from Pecatonica High School. Another difference between middle and high school is that we take another step back. If you remember when you started elementary school, or parents, you may remember this, when they went into kindergarten, there was a lot of hand holding. I mean, literally taking their hand from your house to the bus, to the front door, to the teacher, because we want to make sure students knew what to do and what the expectations are and that they're safe. You went on to middle school, teachers and parents took a little bit of a step back, wanting you to take some more of the initiative. The same thing happens when you go to 8th and 9th grade. We take a little bit of a more step back, because we know that in 4 years you're going to be leaving us and you're going to be in the real world. You're going to be in the adult working world. So be responsible. Take ownership of your classes. They are yours. Ask questions. We can't read your mind. If you are not understanding something, there's a good chance that someone else in the class also is not understanding or doesn't know the answer to the question. So don't be afraid to raise your hand and ask questions. Come to school. You can't be successful if you're not here. However, in this age of COVID, that is very different than what it was in previous years. So we have ways remotely to help keep you on track if you need to stay home. And by all means, you need to take care of your own health and everyone else's health around you, and make sure you do not come to school if you're not well. Mr. France will talk more about that in his presentation. And staying organized is really important as a freshman. You're moving around to all your different classes. I suggest you get a written planner, but I'm old school. I like to write things down. I like to make a list and cross it off. That's how I know that I accomplished something. Oh, my cat joined me in the background. But that's something that can help you stay organized as well. When I say that we're taking a step back, it's not that we don't want you to be successful and we're not going to help you at all. That's not what I mean. It's that we're going to ask you to take more initiative and be the one asking for that help, because we can't read your minds, but we're more than happy to help you. Another difference between middle and high school is that we have honor recognition. We have that GPA that we talked about. So at graduation, if you have a 4.0 or above GPA, then you get a certain color cord to wear. And that summa cum laude gets a 4.0 or above. The magnet classification is a 3.75 to a 3.99. And then the cum laude is a 3.5 to a 3.74. We'll talk about the weighted classes, the AP classes, more when I come into the classroom. But there are classes that you can take that you can earn an extra point towards your GPA, and that's taking the more challenging courses. AP stands for Advanced Placement. It's a nationally recognized program that the classes we're teaching has a set curriculum across the nation. So everyone knows that the AP Calculus class here is the same as an AP Calculus class in Florida or Washington State or California or wherever. At the end of the year for AP classes, you can take a test. And if you score well enough on that test, you can earn college credit while in high school. The graduation requirements to graduate from Pecatonica High School, as we talked about, you need 28 credits total, but you also need a certain number in each area. English is 4 credits, math is 3, science is 3 credits, social studies are 3 credits, PE is 3.5 credits, health is a half credit, and then at least 1 credit in vocational, fine art, foreign language, so agriculture, industrial tech, Spanish kinds of classes. And then you need enough other classes to earn that 28 credits total. Another thing that is required to graduate is completing the senior portfolio project. So this really consists of 2 main activities. One is a portfolio that you're going to put together in your senior year that pertains to a career that you've decided to pursue after high school. You're going to write an essay about why this career interests you. You're going to write an essay of why me? Why should an employer hire you? What have you learned? What are your assets and skills and abilities? So I talk about this now, not because you have to do anything with it, but because you can begin to start collecting work. We talk about this more in depth sophomore year, but just know that if there's anything you've completed that you're particularly proud of, anything you've been involved in, either outside of school or in school, keep that. And you can use that when you put together your portfolio senior year. It's a lot easier if you have a lot of things to pull from. The other thing we do senior year is we have everyone complete an exit interview. And this is, again, one of my most favorite activities to do with students. You know, like I said, I watch them come in as a freshman and see where they're at. But it's really fun to see them as a senior when they're getting ready to leave and hearing what their interests are and what they've learned and where they want to go. So we ask those types of questions you'd be asked in a job interview, so they get a little bit of that experience. They have to come to school dressed up. They meet with a panel of 3 to 4 staff, and we kind of put them through their paces, talk about those types of questions that they're going to encounter in the future. So I just bring that up now so you're aware of it. We will talk more about it in classes before you need to do anything. All of you filled out your course selections for next year. I hope you're able to get what you had asked for. So you already know that we have 5 required courses that all freshmen have to take, those English, math, science, social studies, and PE classes. And then we have elective courses available in the following areas: agriculture, arts, choir and band, industrial technology, Spanish. We do have career tech courses, which you can take your junior or senior year. I'll show you where those are in the course catalog at the end of this presentation, because there's some special information that you need to know about those kind of classes and some rules you have to follow, as well as rules on the Running Start College Now program. I'll show you where that is in the course catalog as well. I definitely try to honor all students' requests. I would much rather students are taking the classes they want to take, but it's impossible to please everybody 100% of the time. So I also ask that you keep an open mind. You may think you weren't interested in something, but until you take the class and learn more about it, you might be surprised. It's also a good way to get to know others. You do a lot of problem solving and group activities in some of those other hands-on classes. So in a normal year, extracurricular activities, we have a lot of different ones at the high school. Again, with COVID this year, it's a little bit different. You can see some of those coming up on the screen. The more you stay involved, the more fun school is. Yes, you're here to learn. Yes, you're here to get your diploma and make your plans for after high school. But it's also good to learn how to balance your time, how to contribute to your community, challenge yourself, meet new people, try out those leadership skills. A well-rounded student who does well in school but also is involved in other activities always looks good on college and scholarship applications as well. Mr. Kunkel, our activities director, will be talking more about how to get involved in some of these things that we do have going on right now and what the plan is for the future when we're able to open up some of those other sports that we're not able to do right now because of COVID. Post-secondary planning. That's a big word or big phrase for what are you going to do after high school? And if you know exactly what you want to do, that's great if you do. Anyone not have any idea at all? Because that was me in high school. That was me for most of my college career. Yeah, I didn't really give a thought to, I guess I tried to give it thought, but I didn't really do very well on what I wanted to do after high school. So the minute you come into the high school, not the minute, but I do start asking that question often and early. And sometimes students look at me a little crazy, like, Mrs. Abel, I don't even know what I'm going to wear tomorrow. So, no, I don't know what I'm going to do in 4 years or 8 years after I graduate from college. And that's okay. I'm not expecting you to know what you want to do. That's not the goal. The goal is just to get you thinking about it. Parents, I'd love for you to talk to your kids about it too. Students, if you have a parent who does something that kind of interests you, maybe learn more about that. Or if you have an aunt, an uncle, a grandparent, a friend, it doesn't hurt to ask the people in your life what they do. The bigger your pool of resources to learn more about careers, the more doors that are open to you because there's more things that you know about. I'm not a counselor who believes that every student needs to go to a 4-year college to get an education to be successful. I think there are many opportunities out there, and it takes everyone to make our society work. So yes, a 4-year college or university, we will be talking about that. And I do talk about that more than any of the other options early in the beginning, because those are the ones that you have to make sure you take the right number of courses in order to be into. But we do talk about 2-year community college and vocational schools and certificates and apprenticeship programs and military. They're all really good ways to get experience to be in the workforce. My goal for you is when you graduate from high school is to have that diploma, but also to have a plan of what you're going to do with that diploma. And if you don't have a plan, then you at least know how to make that plan for yourself. I've showed you the resources that you need in order to be successful and know how to make that plan. All right, a few handouts I want to talk about, and then my part of the presentation is done. I don't know when you're going to be watching this, but starting early next week, you're going to be getting packets when you pick up your Chromebooks. And I wanted to show you some things that are in it. The packet will just come in a plain folder like this. You'll be getting a paper copy of the Pecatonica High School course catalog. It's also available online through our school website. We only give you one of these because I'm not allowed to make any more paper copies for people. So we give them one as you come as a freshman. There are updates to it every year, and I email you out that information when it becomes time to register for classes. In this course catalog is every course that we have offered and a description of that course. We do not offer every course every year. It's always dependent on enrollment and who's interested in the course. One of my favorite pages of this course catalog is right away on page 1 here. It looks like this. There's like a little spreadsheet of a 4-year planner. I have plugged in which classes you need when. So it's kind of easy to plug in, what classes you're taking your freshman year, or you will soon. And then you'll be able to fill in your sophomore, junior, senior classes of which ones you're interested in taking. If you were interested in the College Now Running Start program, there's information on what the rules are to get in on page 8. And then the career tech classes that I talked about are ones that are offered off campus. We don't have them here at our school, but we share with a couple other districts to offer different electives that we don't have here. And that begins on page 33 of this booklet. It talks about all the different course offerings there. They're able to have classes like health occupations, youth apprenticeship, computer information systems, culinary, ROTC, auto technology, graphic design, careers in business. So there's lots of cool activities that students can participate in junior and senior year. Another handout you'll get is a required classes sheet. It lists every class that you need to graduate, freshman, sophomore, junior, and senior year. And then on the back has a copy of the bell schedule. I included information about that portfolio project, so you have a little bit more information about it. Again, as a freshman, you don't have to do anything right now, just collect things that are important to you. I have 2 pieces of paper. One's called Who Will Recommend You, and one is a brag sheet. Something to think about is when you are applying to colleges or scholarships or filling out your portfolio, you need letters of recommendation. So these are just some sheets for you to think about things you can be doing now to help prepare you to ask for those letters of recommendation your senior year. And then lastly, excuse me, I have a 4 steps to college checklist for parents and students. Um, four easy steps, but I know it's overwhelming. Things to think about starting now and what you can be doing through senior year to be ready for college, whether that's at a 4-year college, university, 2-year college, tech school, trade school, all kinds of places. So thank you for watching my PowerPoint presentation. It's nice to see you all. I look forward to seeing you next week. If you have any questions, please feel free to call me or email. This is my busy time of year. I may not be able to get back to you the same day, but I promise to return your phone call or email. Thank you. See you.